Hello friends, how are you feeling? How are you doing today? Give me a word, a phrase, a couple emojis in the comments. Let me know how your day is going. Today I'm going to share something very important with you. I'm going to give you some tips on how to prevent Lyme disease, getting Lyme disease. May is Lyme Disease Awareness Month, and this is the fastest growing vector-borne disease in the world. It's just really in every single state. It's in every continent. It's been found on every continent except for Antarctica. So your best bet to avoid getting Lyme disease is to just prevent getting bug bites first off, and then to know how to remove the tick properly and what to look out for as well. So I'm going to give you about 5 things to remember here and under 10 minutes. So stick around. This is something everybody should know. And reach out with any questions. I'm going to be sharing my personal journey with Lyme disease this month on social media, and yeah, just get educated, ask questions, and learn something, follow along, and education's really your best bet to avoid the whole mess. And after you get educated, here's a couple more things you can do. So every 6 weeks I treat my clothing with Permethrin. So this is like the big guns. You're not going to spray this on your body. You're going to spray this on your clothes while you're wearing them. You're going to go outside and spray this stuff outside on your outer clothing. Like I do my jeans, my sneakers, jackets, like any kind of camping gear gets Permethrin every 6 weeks or 6 washes. So this is said to cut down your chances of picking up ticks by 75%. So if you're not familiar with Lyme disease, it's vector-borne or just through bug bites, and most typically spread through tick bite, or they believe, but newer studies are showing that all insect bites could possibly be transmitting Lyme disease. There's some studies done in Germany actually that showed mosquitoes. So mosquitoes, spiders, fleas, sandflies, anything. I mean, it's really just a dirty needle going into your skin, right? So let's just avoid the whole mess. Use some Permethrin and then on your outer clothing, and then I also use a blend of essential oils for my skin, any like exposed skin, and I also love going out and getting grounded and doing yoga outside. So I spray this around my area it's just to let the bugs know, like, hey, this is my zone for a little bit. So it's just peppermint, melaleuca or tea tree oil, and eucalyptus and witch hazel. And I'll spray this on my skin. It's also very invigorating and just like kind of cooling and wakes me up. So it's really nice, especially in the summers. And yeah, it's wonderful. So that 2 combo is like, I've pretty much haven't been bitten since I've been doing those 2 things. And then I also, whenever I go hike or I'm in the park or anything, because you guys, ticks are getting spread by migratory birds, rodents, dogs, humans, and I don't know, I'm going to try to do some digital magic here and put in some photos of ticks, because they are so small. They can be the size of poppy seeds, and they can go a whole year without a blood meal. So they can be just the tiny thing that gets on your dog and then comes into your house, and one pregnant tick can have 5,000 babies, and once a tick carries Lyme disease, it passes it on to all its babies. So you know, if it's on, I have a friend who is a biologist out in the Mojave Desert, in the middle of the desert between Nevada and California. She's working with her hard hat on, and a tick fell off of a bird onto her hard hat. She's from Pennsylvania and was like, what the hell? So they can really be anywhere. So every time I'm out in some grassy area or anything, any city park, any like hiking trail, anything like that, I keep a lint roller in my car and by the front door, and I just lint roll myself, lint roll my Definitely pants and shoes, and you may pick up some little tiny, they're called seed ticks. That's when they're in their nymph stage, and most humans are being infected with Lyme disease in those first 2 stages of a tick's life. So they're just tiny, tiny seed size, poppy seed size ticks is the first one. That's the nymph stage, and then they molt and kind of get a little bit bigger and then get a little bit bigger, and then maybe the size of what you typically would think of. I'm from Las Vegas, so when I was thinking of ticks and doing tick checks, I just was literally like, okay, I'm fine. No, when we do a tick check, so that's my next thing, we're gonna lint roll our clothes before we come in. And these suckers can also survive the wash. So if you just go inside and wash your clothes and then throw them in the dryer, they can actually survive up to 70 minutes in the dryer. So what you want to do is, if you do think you've got ticks on your clothing, you're going to put your clothes in the dryer immediately for 7 minutes, and that's going to kill those ticks. And while that's happening, you're going to get in the shower and you're going to do a full body like tick check. And if you don't know how to do a tick check, Google it and look up these videos. I'm going to put a link in the comments or in the description of this video to a really good description of how to do it. But you really want to check for a poppy seed size tick. I have like a magnifying mirror that I just check my whole body. Get a friend involved if you can. Check your scalp. Try to shower within 2 hours of being exposed or like outdoors. And then if you do find a tick on your body, this is very important to remove the tick properly. Do not put anything on the tick. I've had nurses tell me, oh, just put some nail polish remover on it and it will back right out. No, 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 no. We're not going to put any Vaseline. We're not going to put anything on that tick. We are going to remove the tick properly with really sharp tweezers, or better yet, get yourself a tick key. And I've got this on my keychain, because the better you can remove the faster that you remove these guys, the better. And then you need to remove it properly. If it breaks off, if it backs out naturally, it regurgitates, and it's going to spit up all that nasty bacteria and viruses that these ticks are carrying. So tick bites are painless, and again, these things can be poppy seed size, so they actually have a numbing agent in their saliva, and when they bite down, we can't feel it. It has an anticoagulant, so it just lets the blood keep flowing. When the tick has Borrelia, or the bacteria that's known to cause Lyme disease, it actually carries it in its gut, and as soon as that tick bites, there's a pH change in that tick's gut, and it signals the bacteria to say, hey, there's a new host. And those Borrelia bacteria start going right towards the mouth of the tick immediately upon feeding. So it doesn't have to be attached for 24 hours. You can be infected immediately. Remove the tick properly. So I actually have a tick key. I just like scoop it forward, remove it properly. You're not going to want to twist it. You're not going to want to put anything on it. Try to remove it as close to the mouthpiece where it's attached and pull directly out. Do not twist it. Do not put anything on it, okay? Then what you're going to do is put a freaking circle around it with a Sharpie and the time. Like, I want you to like actually write on your skin, put a circle around it. And I also have a little essential oil blend that I just put immediately on any kind of bug bite. If you have a reaction to any kind of bug bite, put a circle around it, take a photo of it too, and keep an eye on it. And if it starts to spread, you need to suspect that it could possibly be Lyme disease. You don't have to have a perfect bullseye rash. It can just be like a red emanating rash coming out. It could be no reaction at all. You can have flu-like symptoms immediately, and there's a lot more early signs that I'm going to go into in another video next week. But that's it. So that's your tips for avoiding the whole mess in the first place. And reach out with any questions. I'm Jen Hyla. I'm a speaker, a writer, and a wellness coach. Until next time, be well.